Welcome to Z's and Threes.
For three for the win. Yes!
Wow, 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 wow. NBA history, Monday night. If you turned off Wolves Thunder late in the second half, I do not blame you. One of the most sure things in the NBA this season, the Oklahoma City Thunder, up 24 in the fourth quarter on their home floor. Well, what did you miss? NBA history. How so? We will let you know. All part of an 8-game slate, Monday night, week 19 in the NBA season. A couple of matchups that shook up further the playoff seeding picture. Fill you in on that as well. Ultimately, though, these are all just one game, right? We get into the meaning of one game across an 82-game season in house shoes. Before we tip, if you like the show, please do like and subscribe. Give us 5 stars if you're listening on pod. Share with a friend in either case to stay in the know NBA-wise. Remember, an assist makes 2 people happy. Let's get it. Group chat game of the night gave us NBA history. Minnesota Timberwolves, Oklahoma City Thunder. First and foremost, Chet Holmgren not playing. Set this one out due to rest on the travel back-to-back. He did play Sunday night when these two teams met. They left the Twin Cities after the Thunder won 130-123. That was the third meeting of the season. Northwest Division rivals facing off 4 times. Oklahoma City won the first, Minnesota the second right before the break. So this would decide the season series, and just a quirk in the scheduling that the teams would play one another on a travel back-to-back in Oklahoma City. And talk about a game that can stir some conversation. For the Wolves, still question marks. Are they for real in the West like they were last year, advancing to the Western Conference Finals before losing to the Dallas Mavericks? I did a house shoe segment in last night's show, Buy, Sell, Hold, where I said if the Wolves were a stock in a team, I would put a sell recommendation on them. They've hovered around 500 for the majority of the year, been in the play-in band. I don't believe that the Wolves are the team that they were last year. No surprise, given that they traded away Karl Anthony Towns. As for the Thunder, we know that this is a team that can win and blow teams out. Their record 37-2 in games of 10 points or more. They just take teams and run them out of the gym. But are they a team capable of winning playoff and playoff type games? They haven't played in a ton of those as a group. Going back to last season, just 2 playoff series. They win against the Pelicans, lose against the Mavericks. They haven't played in a lot of close games this regular season. The second fewest one-possession games in the league. This was just their 4th. They are 0-3 in 3-point games. All right, so what happened in the game? You want to get there? Let's do it. What happened tonight? Why are we setting the table like this? Well, it was something. The Thunder come out, gas to the floor, as they are wont to do. They build a double-digit lead in the second quarter. But in the second quarter, they would lose center Isaiah Hartenstein. After contact to the face nose area, did not return. So both big men for the Thunder gone. But they've played without both big men, Holmgren and Hartenstein, across the course of the regular season and had their success. From there, the lead would only grow. It builds to 25. Wolves, without Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, they pull Anthony Edwards in the fourth quarter. Are they unfurling the white flag? They trail 19 with 6:28 left. Enter Terrence Shannon. You're not familiar? Rookie, 27th pick out of Texas Tech. He has played in all of 18 games. Coming into tonight, 19 would be memorable. He scores 11 of his 17, in the fourth, and helps key a 15-0 run from the 341 mark on. That puts Jaden McDaniels, huge night for him, on the free throw line after a bucket to make a free throw to tie things up at 121. 11 seconds left. Both teams get looks at potential game winners. SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, cannot get his to go, and his cousin, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Alexander, got it? Neither go. To overtime we go. It was a 41-19 Wolves fourth quarter that sent us there. In the extra period, neither team goes up by more than a possession. Naz Reid makes free throws with 22.8 seconds left that give the Wolves a 1-point lead. On the other side, SGA drives to the lane, but Anthony Edwards back in the game defensively. Huge block from behind to deny SGA. He played just 3.5 minutes, did Anthony Edwards, in the fourth quarter. So the Wolves get the ball, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker gets fouled by his cousin SGA, makes the 2 free throws. His team, the Wolves, up 3. 6.6 seconds left. Oklahoma City a chance to send it to double overtime. Shea gets a look from the left side. 3 above the break. Does not go. Wolves pull out the most improbable comeback win in NBA history. Why? They win 131-128. They were down 24 in the fourth. There were 10 minutes and 50 seconds left. Oklahoma City's win probability was 99.9%. The Wolves, the first team in NBA history to win a road game when trailing by at least 20, entering the fourth against a team with an 800 or better win percentage. That, folks, is why it is NBA history. 27 points, 10 rebounds from McDaniels, 17 points, 13 rebounds, tying a season best, 8 assists for Anthony Edwards. At best, the 39-10-8 effort from Shea. Like I said at the top, wow. Teams split the season series 2 apiece. What do we make of this one game? Well, that is what we will talk about in House Shoes, but 7 more games to update you on before we go there. Rest of the 7 games across the association. Like I said, some outcomes that shook up the standings. Let's start in Indianapolis, Denver Nuggets in town. A great learn-something game for both of these teams. 2 of the league's best teams since the calendar flipped to 2025. Remember, Pacers last year in the Eastern Conference Finals. Nuggets, champions 2 years ago. Indy coming off an impressive victory over the LA Clippers in their last game. Denver, that blowout loss at the hands of the LA Lakers, snapped their 9-game win streak. It was Denver up 64-58 at halftime after being up 13 at one point. 2 Denver starters, Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray, got in foul trouble in the first half, 3 fouls apiece. Denver gets the lead back to 17. They had an answer for every Indy push. Finished 125-116. It was a career night for Nikola Jokic as he dished out a career-best 19 assists to go along with 18 points, 9 rebounds. 25 points from Aaron Gordon. It was better than the 19.15 assist night for Tyrese Halliburton. So a big win for Denver. Important in the West standings. Also important, Clippers Detroit. Clippers trying to avoid a 3-game slide. These are 2 playoff contenders. Pistons on a 6-game heater. It was a great back and forth game. 17 lead changes, 11 ties. Kawhi Leonard and Norman Powell not in this one for the Clippers. The Pistons, are they growing up before our very eyes? It is the leading play of Cade Cunningham and the further evolution of Jalen Duren. In my opinion, as to why they are seeing this success, they led the game from the middle of the third on. Detroit Pistons closing out games in the third and fourth quarters. Wow. Finished 106-97. Pistons firing. They are tied for a league best 7 straight victories with the Cleveland Cavaliers. 32-9-7 for Cade, 12 points, 19 rebounds for Duren. Stay in the East, Miami, Atlanta. This one's seeding implications. The winner would take over in the 8th seed. Hawks at home, they get the job done. They hold the Heat to just 86 points. Tough night for Tyler Hero. 0 for 9 from 3, 4 of 19 from the field. Dyson Daniels, Defensive Player of the Year. Anyone? Victor Wembanyama will not qualify due to game eligibility at this point. 6 Hawks in double figures led by Onyeka Okongwu, 17. An 11.14 assist night from Trae Young, who went 0 for 7 from 3. The teams combined to shoot 16 of 75 from deep. Woof. Charlotte, Sacramento out west. The Kings crushed the Hornets 130-88, responding to interim head coach Doug Christie's challenge post getting blown out themselves by the Warriors. 42 points from Zach LaVine on 16 of 19 shooting. Silky, 8 of 9 from 3. There are some nights where scoring looks so effortless. When LaVine's in his bag, he is in his bag. Rest of the games, lottery land. Chicago Philadelphia Bulls, Sixers, Levine's former team. The Bulls obliterate the Joel Embiid-less Sixers, 142-110. 6 Bulls with 15 or more. They were led by Josh Giddey with 25. The Bulls led by 50 at one point. I swear, the NBA hasn't always been this way. Teams getting 40 and 50-point leads is outrageous. The Sixers, well, I think, guys, it's time to pack it in. A league worst 8th consecutive loss. Nick Nurse, on if Joel Embiid has played his last game of the season, he said, quote, "Not at that point at all. We are playing and testing and trying to figure it out and go from there," end quote, as the news came out today that Joel Embiid is seeking further testing and options for his knee. Brooklyn, Washington, speaking of packing it in, well, the Wizards, they haven't quite yet. They knocked off the Nets 107-99 behind Jordan Poole's 26-point, 10th win, 26 points, 10th win of the season for Washington. Final game, Portland, Utah, was a good finish for Blazers Jazz. Utah nearly coming back from being down 13. Keontae George had a look from 3 to win the game, didn't fall. Blazers win 114-112. Anthony Simons with a game high 28. So how did all of that shake up the standings? Well, the Kings win pushes them a game above 500. They are now 2 games ahead of the Suns for the final West play-in spot. 11-10, Suns, Kings. With the Wolves win and the Clippers' 3rd loss in a row, it further complicates the 6 through 9. As of the end of today, it was LA Clippers, Minnesota Timberwolves, Dallas Mavericks, Golden State Warriors. The Clippers leading by virtue of 1 less loss. They have 26 to the 3 other teams that have 27 losses. The Wolves, though, of the bunch have the most wins with 32, but because of the losses, they are trailing the Clippers in terms of win percentage. What is at stake for those 4 teams? Well, the final guaranteed playoff spot. So something quite significant. Who can take the 6th seed? Probably going to be the battle to watch moving down the stretch. Nuggets move back ahead of the Grizzlies into 2nd. With their win, the Thunder still clear 8.5 games of 2nd place. The Pacers' loss moves the Bucks into 4th. Those 2 teams, like I said last night, will be battling over that 4-5 spot. They have the same record as of now, 32-24, but Milwaukee has won both meetings on the regular season thus far, so 2 more to come. That's why Milwaukee's ahead. Same win percentage, but they've taken the head-to-head. Top 6 in the East looks set. 1 through 3 seems locked in. Cleveland, Boston, New York. It is that 4 through 6 that is TBD. Heavy Pour leading score of the night presented by Portland Water. Visit them at drinkpdxwater.com. It was Zach LaVine making it look easy. 42. It tied for the 10th best scoring game of his career. I wanted to look this up. Like I said, some nights LaVine looks like he can score as good as anyone in the league. His best career scoring game, 51. Dunk of the night, if you'd like to sponsor such, get at me down in the comments. Emails down there as well. Asar Thompson, one of the Thompson twins. It's for the assist he had to himself. Dunking wasn't so great tonight, but he had a tap ahead off the rebound that finished with the tomahawk, so that is our dunk of the night. And performance of the night, well, first and foremost, I forgot to give them the wild lead swing alert for the Wolves in their comeback. But the entire second unit for the Wolves, along with Jaden McDaniels, Naz Reid, Terrence Shannon, as I said, they could have easily packed it in. They did not and made history with their comeback win against the Thunder. Just one news item for the day, kind of slipped through the cracks yesterday as he played in Sunday's game. Cavs big man Jarrett Allen will have an MRI on his right hand that he apparently hurt Friday in their matchup against the Knicks. He checked out of Sunday's game against Memphis. Both wins for the Cavs early. The x-rays negative, but they will get an MRI to test. We will wait to see and hear if the Cavs big man, huge piece for what they do, misses any time. House shoes. Tonight, got on the New Balance 990 V6 Teddy Santis in this nice beige and cream colorway to talk what to make of one game. I had been asked this question by a Z's and Threes subscriber. If you are not subscribed, please do like and subscribe. Share with a friend while you're at it. If you're listening on pod, give us 5 stars. But they had asked me, how much stock do you put into one game over the course of the regular season? And this is a great topic after what we saw tonight. Well, first, they are all just one of 82. A blowout win against the Wizards means as much as a close loss to the Cavaliers. It doesn't matter who you're playing. Conference matchups and head-to-heads can have more weight when it comes to playoff seeding down the line. But when you extrapolate that across an 82-game set, it's a little diminished, but can mean just a tad bit more. But here we are. We talk about certain games more than others. We dissect Knicks, Cavs, Knicks, Celtics, OKC, Wolves, Nuggets, Lakers, and try to find so much meaning in one game. Games can mean more, in my opinion, in the context of teams' history against one another or potential history future down the line. One loss as well can snowball just like one win can. So when you look at one game, you hear teams and players talk so much about, well, that was when it all started to come together or when it all started to fall apart. But ultimately, one of 82, if you do the math, they are worth 1.2% of the final tally. So do we know more about the Thunder and the Wolves after tonight? Not necessarily. I broke it down prior to breaking down the game. The Thunder will continue to be a team that lacks playoff mettle until they prove otherwise. There is no other way about it. You've seen the conversation recently in the national media that the Thunder are not respected amongst other NBA teams. Well, you earn your respect in the league through winning in the playoffs. That's what the Wolves did last year before they fell short against the Dallas Mavericks. They had been dispatched by the Nuggets 2 years ago, come back and they win a gritty 7-game series after sweeping the Phoenix Suns last year. The Wolves earned respect in the playoffs. That's where teams craft their identity or their narrative even further. So one of 82, whether it's a win or a loss, well, it matters for 1.2%. And it's great to tell the stories and something to look back on, but ultimately, it's just one game. What to watch for Tuesday night's slate of games? We'll start with Cavs Magic. That's a rematch of last year's 7-game set first round series the Cavs won. In that, the home team won every game. The one Tuesday night, it is in Orlando. We'll see if Jarrett Allen plays in it. Orlando's been battling health. What do they have? Bucks, Rockets, 2 teams that are fighting for home playoff court positioning. And don't miss Luka Doncic. First meeting against his former team, Mavs, Lakers at Crypto.com. Still doesn't roll off the tongue in Los Angeles. If you miss any of it, as always, Z's and Threes, we got you. If you like the show, like and subscribe, share with a friend to spread the word of Z's and Threes. Hope you enjoyed the show. We will see you back here tomorrow. Peace.